So, good morning. Hello, everyone. Hope you can see me and hear me properly. Yeah, people coming in live. Mariavi, good morning. Nice to see you. So, yeah, welcome back. Morning resistance, morning practitioners. A very cloudy morning here in Portugal. Well, at least where I am. But I can see this various times, various weathers. Okay, so nice to see you all. Welcome to this virtual Dharma room of ours and to another day of this week with Christine Kupfer. And we're going from, hello Sheila, from India. That's a long way. And we're practicing body as like a temple. I have to say that yesterday was a very good practice for me. So I hope, well, I hope every day is a day, every moment is a moment, but the expectations are great. So, welcome, special welcome if you're here for the first time. Welcome for joining this group. Hope you keep on being part of the group. All of you, however you are, wherever you are. And we'll be here roughly for an hour. So Christine will guide us with a small talk and then a good practice. And then there'll be time for questions. For the questions, you can use the chat box. This is a live stream, so there's no question box. There's only the chat. So if you like to type your question, please start by using question in capital letters so we know it's a question. Otherwise, you're free to put all your comments and all your appreciations and all your greetings. But it's just that we know that we have questions and then Christine can address them. Otherwise, you can come on screen. There's a little virtual hand on the bottom of the screen. You click on there, I will bring you. Then you can interact and we can see you live and moving, which is always good. So, Dana, that's the usual talk about Dana. This platform, this streaming goodwill of practice relies solely on Dana, on your generosity. We have a lot of costs to meet, and I wouldn't say it's a struggle, but it's an exercise every day. And we do it because we love to be here, we love to see you, and we love to practice with you. And I think that's the other way around is true as well. So if you can donate whatever you can donate, I've put the link. I will put the link back in the end. We don't have a Dana button here because it's a live streaming platform. But you can always come into the Sangha Live webpage and to the Connect webpage, which I would encourage you to do, and donate wherever you can and whenever you can. And if you can't donate anything, well, as I usually say, your practice, your presence is already a donation. So please stay with us and practice. That's what we're here for. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself and take myself off camera and leave the stage to Christine. Have a very nice practice.
Hello, everyone. Wherever you are, I'm happy to be with you today again from Geneva. Yesterday, we practiced body like a temple. Today, we're going to do the same, exploring body as a temple, but exploring different dimensions. Why body like a temple? A temple is a place where we honor the sacred And so what is sacred in the body? The living body is sacred. Life in the body is sacred. Yesterday, we focused on our really simple aspects of the body. We focused on our weight, our body touching the earth, our uprightness, our spine unfolding upwards, our head touching the sky. And we also explored our belly, the sacred place of the beginning of life. Someone in the chat yesterday mentioned the fact that body fails us. And I was reflecting on that almost all day yesterday. Does body fail us? Of course, I can understand what that means. We suffer. We get ill. We get old. We die. And I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt. But for me, this is about having a body. It's the body we have that we consider has to serve us, be functional all the time, beautiful all the time, strong all the time. Body, like a temple, is about something else. It's not about us. It's not about having a body. It's about honoring life in the body. And the truth is, from our first breath to our last breath, we are alive, meaning that we can honor our living body. However much we are ill, old, or traumatized. Well, one could ask, okay, that's easy to say, but what if I'm deaf? What if I can't hear? It's making my life miserable. Well, the way I see it is, if I'm deaf, perhaps I still have the capacity to see. Well, what if I'm both deaf and blind? Well, then maybe I still have the capacity to feel the air on my skin, and I could honor that. Let me tell you the story of my grandmother's skin, the air on her skin. She was very old, perhaps 100. No one really knew. She was completely deaf. Her legs couldn't hold her anymore. She didn't speak anymore. And that day, when I went to visit her in the old people's home where she was living, I don't really think she recognized me. It was a beautiful spring day. Flowers on every tree. And so I thought, maybe we could go out. I could push her in her wheelchair and we could go out in the park surrounding the old people's home and she could admire the flowers, the trees blooming. And so off we go. I'm pushing her in the wheelchair. And the moment we go through the door that separates inside and outside, my grandmother smiles. And she makes a gesture that I think I understood, which I think meant, could we please go through that door again? But I was thinking, I want to show her the trees and the flowers. So we went all around the park, and I don't think my grandmother was even looking. So we went back in the old people's home and through that door again. And my grandmother smiled again. I think it was about feeling the air on her skin. The air had a different quality inside and outside. It was fresher outside, and I think she liked that. And so that afternoon, we went in and out through that door many times, every time she smiled. I think she was becoming passionate about exploring the air on her skin. She didn't care about the flowers, but she did care about the air on her skin. I will always remember that story. And for me, it has to do with, actually, with our meditation practice today. First thing, let's explore, let's focus on what is there and not on what is not there. What is there is enough. Second thing, we can explore the very, very simple. And maybe exploring the very simple, it could bring a smile on our face. There's one concept in Buddhism that I truly love, called brilliant sanity or inherent health. It's something like the concept of the already awakened mind, except that it speaks about our health. Inherent sanity points to a spiritual ground that lies at the core of our being, that is always present, however much we are ill, mentally or physically. It is always present, always available to us. And our job is to dismantle the blockages, to dismantle what, what blocks us and blocks the access to this pristine, brilliant health. I believe that body as a temple is a practice that may give us access to this wonderful quality, this spiritual ground. Today, we will explore awareness of the breath. I like to understand breath not as our breath, but as a parcel of infinity. Breath comes from the infinite, travels in our body, nourishes us, and goes back to the infinite. And sometimes it takes just one breath to have a taste of infinity. So how can we access this taste of infinity? Well, we can't do it. Grace does it. What we can do is to prepare the conditions that enable, that allow, perhaps, grace to happen. One thing is to not try to change our breath. If it's shallow, let it be. If it's deep, let it be. We have to learn how to let our breath be in the driver's seat. A shallow breath can give us a taste of infinity in the same way that a deep breath can give us a taste of infinity. I remember the first day that my son was born. He had a very, very shallow and short breath. It was shallow and beautiful, incredibly touching, peaceful. So let's not oppose shallow and profound. One of Buddha's most well-known discourse is on meditation of breathing, called the Satipatthana Sutta, that I'm sure a lot of you know. So during this meditation, we will start with the very simple, the very tangible, where we can feel our breath the most easily in the body. Breath can give us access to myriads of realms, from the more tangible to the more subtle, to the more mysterious. But again, that is not in our hands. What is in our hands is to train our attention, coming back to the breath again and again, gently. When our mind drifts us away, gently bringing our attention back to the breath, slowing down, and sensing in. Sensing in what is here, not worrying about what is not here. And there's a quality of transparency, of nudity of our attention that helps. We need to strip away everything that is not necessary. Stripping away what I want. Stripping away from our attention what we don't want. Unhooking from our expectations, and also from what we think we know. We are explorers, and so our exploration is not mechanical. Nothing mechanical. A lot of curiosity. For some, awareness of the breath can be challenging. That's okay. If we feel blockages and resistances, that's okay. What blocks us, what is resistant, shows us, points exactly to where we need to learn how to soften, to relax, to open up, to find a new relationship with what is resisting. But if awareness of the mind becomes too challenging, well then, let's not wait and get overwhelmed. So then we can gently shift our attention to something that's okay in the body. Perhaps the sensation of our weight, perhaps the sensation of our height, our spine that is vertical, perhaps the sensations in our belly. So let's meditate now. Let's start by setting our intention. Our intention is to honor this living body. And let's orient our attention towards the sensation of our body touching the ground, touching the earth, the quality of that touch. Dropping our weight on the ground. And from this good base, let's grow upwards, unfolding our spine upwards, expressing our height through the verticality of our spine, up to the top of our head, sitting between earth and sky, sky and earth. Doing nothing, sensing everything. Aware of the sacred place of our belly, diving into the different layers of skin, of flesh, deep down, to the lowest place we can feel, in our belly, the place of the beginning of life. And now let's connect with our breath. Our breath that is coming and going, coming and going. Let's feel into the place where our breath is the easiest to feel. Dwelling there, doing nothing, sensing everything. staying with what is tangible, palpable, exploring that. Very simple. And if our mind drifts us away, let's see if we can back to the breath as it is, resting on the breath as it is. Embracing the breath as it is. And if our breath is shallow, let it be. And if our breath is deep, let it be. And just for a moment, let's see if it's possible to unhook ourselves from all expectations. Sensing how that feels. Let's see if we can strip away all I want, all that I don't want. Meeting our breath with a certain quality of transparency. Letting our living breath unfold. As the Buddha said, breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Breathing in a short breath, I know that I am breathing in a short breath. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out a short breath. Breathing in a long breath, I know that I am breathing in a long breath. Breathing out a long breath. I know that I am breathing out a long breath. Breathing in, my whole body is breathing. Breathing out, my whole body is breathing out. Again and again, bringing back our attention gently when it drifts away, gently bringing it back to rest on the breath. Attention and the breath meet, penetrate each other. embrace, unite. Let us all become one with our living body. So we have a little moment left where you can share in the chat or ask a question if you wish, or even come online. And if nothing comes up in the chat, let's use this time to stay connected. Stay connected with our breath. Stay connected with our life unfolding. I see a question here from Yasmin. Hello, Yasmin. She says, thank you. Yeah, what does she say? Thank you for a much needed practice. Yesterday you mentioned about the center of the body, belly. Oops, it moves. Our energy center, I think. Is there a specific reference in Buddhism to this? Well, there is. I mostly know about the reference in Zen. In Japan, we call it the aha. There's a book actually from Karl Fried Graf Durkheim called Aha. It's quite an old book, but there's a lot in there. Here's another question from Jennifer. Honoring the body as a temple, could it be a practice as itself to do regularly, to remember to take care of the body? Well, yes, as much as you like. Honoring the body as a temple for me is a practice as itself. Yeah, Catherine is mentioning the idea of breathing in infinity that touched her deeply. Yeah, I love that idea of breath and infinity. I love it too. Just opens up to something else. It's not ours. It goes much beyond the physical plane. So if you have time to stay a few more minutes, even if we're not sharing with words, just being here, breathing together. Exploring this being together, this breathing together, eyes open. Jennifer is mentioning shallow breathing is okay. It felt like it was the first time I truly observed my breath instead of trying to have it more profound. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah. Shallow breathing is okay. Actually, anything is okay to feel. We have to dare to sense everything. Everything. Yeah, that's right, George. The author is Karl-Fried Graf Durkheim, and the book is called Aha, H-A-R-A. Well, friends, thank you for being here today. Thank you for, meditating together. It's so wonderful. Have a good day, a good breathing day. Hope to see you tomorrow.